Hey, welcome back. I'm Chris, and today, get your notebooks out because we're going to go over 7 things to help your photography, or more or less, to help focus attention onto the subject of your photo. Let's do this real quick. Framing and leading lines. They kind of are in the same category to where maybe you can use some sort of framing of the trees and stuff like that, or leading lines to really draw and focus attention onto your subject. I mean, in such a way where it sounds funny, but literally your eye's going to bounce around the frame, but always be drawn back towards your subject. I like to get in close and get on their level, regardless of what I'm taking a photo of. If I'm taking a photo of an animal, I'm getting down to the animal's level. If I'm taking photos of kids, same thing, I'm getting down to their level. If I'm taking a photo of, well, something small like this notebook, I'm gonna get down on the notebook's level. Everybody takes a picture from up here down. You wanna get down to their level, and it's gonna change your pictures dramatically, make them that much better. Selecting the correct depth of field, or rather the correct aperture for your subject to really focus attention just on your subject and eliminate anything distracting in the background by using a shallow depth of field is sometimes one of the key things to do. And you could do that just by, well, changing your aperture to a smaller aperture, meaning a larger opening in your lens that's going to give you a shallow depth of field, meaning that maybe from here to here is only going to be in focus. Everything else out of focus, you get those beautiful bokeh in the background. Just having the correct exposure and having your subject illuminated correctly, or having them be the brightest thing in the photo, could really help draw attention right to your subject. Repetition is another good one. What do I mean by this? Well, let's say you're taking a picture of a flower. Instead of just singling that flower out, maybe you can go ahead and frame it up so that you got a bunch of the same flowers in that picture to really give you repetition. Or maybe it's just a crowd of people and it's that one person that's turned around. But repetition in photos, or reflections in photos, stuff along those lines, really makes your photos stand out more. Choosing the correct shutter speed depending on what the subject is, especially if the subject is in motion, or if you want to freeze that subject and have everything else kind of blurry, or just to kind of define the motion of that subject, could be really critical into creating and emphasizing your viewer's attention right to that subject. And last, we're gonna go with the rule of thirds. I mean, there's a reason that, well, it's kind of a rule. Well, I mean, all rules can be broken, but it's just the same. The rule of thirds, where you have the crosshairs on your viewfinder and you, right where they intersect, you put your subject there, or multiple subjects there. Naturally speaking, your subject in your photograph and everything is just gonna be more pleasing to the eye. Don't ask me why, I don't know the psychology of it. So this is really just a few things to kind of, well, take note of. Write it down in your, well, you should have a notebook like this. And if you don't, check out the video I made on making this notebook. It's pretty easy. But regardless, you should have a notebook with you, or your phone, and put it in notes. Put this stuff down in there, because I tend to forget some of these things. And you know what? Some of these things that I don't use too often, it might come in handy and really, well, make that picture just that much better for me. I know these tips are pretty basic and simple, but that's kind of the point, where anybody can do this to help elevate their photography just a little bit. Now, if you have a different suggestion, or there's a different tip that you love to use all the time, be my guest and put it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. And it's fun sharing this stuff with other people and seeing what other people come up with. So I'll be waiting to hear from you. I think my top 4, I'm gonna say 4 because you can kind of categorize it differently, but getting in close, getting on their level, using selective focus, and then, well, the rule of thirds, and framing. Yeah, so my top 5. Maybe I gotta shorten this video to 5 things. That'll be the next video. So I think we're pretty much done here for today. I've done enough rambling, so I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, or check out some of check out some of these other links that I put up and such. And if you're new, definitely consider subscribing. I'll see you on the next one.